What is up, guys? We're waiting here on some more people to come online. This is your COVID 19 from the house of self confinement update show. I want to find out from you guys how you guys are doing during this pandemic. It's a really weird situation that probably a lot of us, including me, never expected to be in. You know, being forced to stay home and not do anything. It's kind of weird that nobody is open. Everybody basically has to conform because there's nothing open. Where I work, we're considered essential, so we have to go to work anyways. And it's so weird that everybody comes to work. But if you think about it, there's nothing to do. It's crazy out there. So yeah, everybody's saving their vacation time and all that because there is nothing to do. You can't take your family and go on vacation or go out to a restaurant and eat with your wife or whatever. Other than walking, people were doing that before or after work. There's really not that much to do. So spending quality time in the house during a pandemic, wearing a mask every time you go somewhere. We never thought we'd see this. So yeah, essential employee essential employee club checking in. That is correct. I am an essential employee. Randy just told me he is an essential employee. So we still have to go to work. We're not the few or the many who get to stay home and do nothing. So I kind of want to talk about a bunch of different things. One big thing. I wrecked a Mustang. Yep, I wrecked the Mustang. I have not yet posted the video for that. Don't worry, Randy. Another one's coming. I've not yet posted the video for that. I do have the entire thing on camera, but I'm letting the insurances talk it out right now. Insurance company, salvage yard already has the car. It's up on an auction site already. I'll post that in the description once I'm done. Basically for parts, so anybody's going to get a steal, rip out this motor and drivetrain. You got an 800 horsepower monster of a motor that you can put in anything because the car's trashed. But I was coming around a turn. It was cold that morning and it rained. I was taking the car to a buddy's house because there was a slight vibration in the drive shaft. So he was going to have the drive shaft rebalanced. And I was coming around this turn a little bit too fast. Car started going into a skid. So it started to go into the other lane, kind of like drifting around this corner. Started to skid into this other lane. And when the back end kicked out, I turned into the skid to kind of gain control of it. When the car flipped the other way and corrected, as soon as it caught traction, right into a guardrail. I hit the guardrail doing like 50 mile an hour probably. 4 different airbags went off. The one the seat went off, the one the window went off, the one underneath the dash for your knees, that one went off, and the steering wheel one went off. This is over a week ago. The steering wheel one dislocated my thumb, and then it also, you can see it's a little swollen still. This finger, I can't bend it all the way just yet. It's still a little bit swollen, but the car's definitely totaled. Good news though, insurance companies, all for it. They already signed off on all the paperwork. I didn't get any tickets. The trooper that came just basically gave me a traffic report. So that's good. But once the insurance figures out how much they're going to pay, then they'll forward that information over to the finance company. The finance company already has my gap information. They'll call them. Gap will pay the rest. So it's all good in the hood. I am okay. I probably should be banged up. I'm not though. Car's gone though. Like I said though, another one's coming. Probably get the 1,000 horsepower one this time. My fiance, she wasn't even mad. I know she liked the car. She was just glad I was okay. And then she kind of started joking. She's like, "Now we can get the 1,000 horsepower one, as long as you get it in white." She likes white vehicles, so I guess I can do that since she didn't get mad. So, what do you guys want to talk about? COVID? You guys want to talk about the car accident? I got more product to give away. You guys want to talk about that? How are you guys doing during this COVID-19 pandemic? Anybody having a hard time finding stuff? Glad you're okay. Hope you and the family are staying safe. Safe as we can. Like I said, we have to go to work. While we're at work, we have to wear masks 24/7. We cannot go into our place of work without wearing a mask. So that's a little weird. Washing our hands every 10 seconds, that's another little weird thing. But it is what it is. I got to do what I got to do. You guys find toilet paper? Freightliner. Freightliner is having a hard time getting me parts. That's about it. Oh yeah. Everything's kind of delayed. Even like I don't know if you've tried to order anything off Amazon. The shippings are all put back. Everything is weeks where it would take days. It's crazy. So yeah, stock up on your toilet paper, stock up on your eggs, paper towels, all that stuff that you know you're gonna go through. I think this is gonna be a long haul at least. It's gonna be at least till April 30th. Try to get ahead of this pandemic, get ahead of this virus, and we go from there. Good thing is with the car and everything, nothing has to be open for that to take place. So that's good. Everything's getting done on that. You guys like the Heatwave video? That last pepper spray video I did? Some wicked stuff. That stuff burned. Not only burned my face, everywhere it touched, it burned through my clothing onto my skin. That stuff burned like crazy. So then yesterday, I get a package in the mail. Heatwave pocket clips. Heatwave OC cans. Mini Heatwave OC cans. Heatwave, like tactical version of the OC cans. A bigger Heatwave can. And a bigger Heatwave can. So Charles Nix, he's the one that got me hooked up with this company, and he had sent me a whole bunch of Heatwave products. So we're gonna probably update that video, put all this information in the video. I also have a discount code when you go to this selfdefensesuperstore.com where you can get 10% off your order by putting in this code. So I'm gonna pass that along for you guys too. Save some money buying some self-defense products. It's all good stuff. And then now that you know it works because it was tested on me and it burned like a mother effer, you should feel safe knowing that Heatwave is going to keep you and your family safe. So we're going to get some of these products out. I haven't decided what kind of giveaway I'm going to do yet. Just essentially because, like, I plan on going to like all these car events, but now since the Mustang's wrecked, that'll be changing a little bit. So I'm still going to be doing self-defense style videos. And I'll probably do an interactive one in maybe the next self-defense video. So stand by for that. I'm going to be giving away some Heatwave pepper spray. So again, I see two people on. How's everybody doing? And I hope you're staying safe during this tragic times. For any of you that are wondering, I did get the entire vehicle accident on camera. I was wearing a body camera and I have a dash cam. I didn't show it yet just because of like the insurance stuff. I'm gonna make sure that all gets taken care of first. I want that to come off my insurance before I even think about releasing a video like that. And I might not release it anyway. We'll see. I will be doing a video soon about it where I got some pictures and I'll show you a short video too. And in that video, I'll give you a link to where the car is because the car's it's wrecked and it's on an auction website. So you guys can purchase the Mustang if you really wanted. Take that motor out if you're handy. Take that motor drivetrain out, stick it in something, and have an 800 horsepower monster on your hand. You can put it in a go-kart if you're handy enough. So make sure you guys are... In the beginning, CDC didn't recommend masks, but now they do. Basically just because wearing a mask is better than nothing. They would rather you wear a mask, even if it's homemade, than nothing at all. So that you can protect yourself and other people from getting their saliva, their talk, getting things into your lungs as you're breathing. So, this is a sight that's seen a lot nowadays. People walking around in the stores wearing masks. Here's again, because of my experience and expertise on the situation, gloves. I see a lot of people walking around stores with rubber gloves on, like surgical gloves, nitrile gloves, like what doctors wear, something like that. Crime scene detective, anything like that. Gloves to me are one of the dumbest things. It's a false sense of security. Wearing those gloves, I see people like in their car wearing gloves. They'll get out of their car, go into the store wearing gloves, and you think you're protected when essentially you're contaminating everything you touch because you're not washing your gloves. I've never seen anybody wash their gloves. Some of them will put like hand sanitizer on their gloves, but then they go back to touching things and they think that they're safe just because they got that little barrier between them and their hands. As they're touching things in the store, they're contaminating everything, including everything in their cart. Their cell phone, their purse, the cart itself, the items that they're touching. And they keep bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing around, touching everything, contaminating everything without even washing your hands. Unless you're taking your gloves off after everything you touch. Once you get to the register, touch the register, taking your gloves off, putting new ones on, touching your car, putting new ones on. They're not as effective as you would think. It's actually better to just keep the gloves off and wash your hands more frequently. Keep sanitizer in your pocket. Make sure you use it frequently after everything you touch. Make sure you wash your hands for 20 seconds or more. That'll keep you safer than wearing those gloves and thinking that you have a security blanket that you can't rely on. As far as the masks, homemade masks are good. Of course, N95s are the recommended ones. These are N95s. These are surgical ones. The white N95 are actually for single use. Should you throw them away after every time you use them? You don't have to. Just because, like, none of us, unless you're a healthcare worker on the front lines working with COVID positive patients, none of us are actually coming in contact with COVID on a regular basis. We are just safeguarding against it. So, can you wear the disposable N95 more than once? Sure. We're just walking around. As long as the mask is structurally sound and it's not ripped in any way, it's still providing you some benefit. Just like the cloth one, are you washing it every day? I know a lot of people that are, and I know a lot of people that aren't. They just wear it all the time. So it's not perfect, but like I said, it's better than nothing. So unless you have direct contact with somebody that has the flu or if they've had COVID-19, there's no reason to change your mask every time you leave the room. So if you're just using this to walk around, you keep one in your car for when you get out of the car and go in the store and then come back out, take it back off and leave it in your car. You can do that. You're able to reuse these masks. Of course, be as cautious as you would like. The safer you, the safer you, the safer practices that you practice will keep you and your family safe from this virus. How's everybody doing out there in YouTube land? I bet you with this pandemic, a lot of you guys are watching a lot more YouTube since there's nothing to do. You go outside for a little bit, take some walks. You see it on the news. The news will say like, stay away from people. Stop filling up the parks. There's too many people in the parks. Like they tell you to get outside, and then they tell you don't go outside if there's a lot of people outside. It's ridiculous. I say live your life, keep your distances. Make sure that you and your family are keeping distances away from everybody else. Wear masks if you can, when you can. And other than that, just try to stay safe and wash your hands a lot and make sure you use sanitizer. Like I said, keep sanitizer in your purse, in your pocket. That way everything you touch, gets cleaned. Stock up on your toilet paper. I've got enough toilet paper over here to last a year. We also bought a whole bunch of cleaner. A lot of Lysol Clorox wipes. Bleach we bought. The Lysol and Clorox spray. Whole bunch of, you should see under my sink. There's 10 bottles of each. It's crazy. Paper towels, that's another thing. We bought a crap ton of those because paper towels are something you're going to be going through, especially if you're cleaning a lot. And also, fail safe. A lot of you might not know, but guys that were overseas, military members, you know about this because you used to do it a lot. Baby wipes. Baby wipes are pretty essential themselves just because they're a very good cleaner. They usually have aloe in them, so they're good for your skin. And using them to clean your hands will be beneficial, and it will be just enough in a pinch to keep your hands clean and your family safe. So stock up on baby wipes. Of course, anybody in the military knows that we used to use them because overseas you don't have readily available supply of toilet paper. So baby wipes are one of the nicest things to use to clean up when you're using the bathroom. And it leaves your butt silky smooth, just like a baby's butt. But yeah, shout out to all the military. When this COVID thing broke, everybody forgot about the military. Everybody overseas. It's like all your problems went away. And that's not true. They're still over there. A lot of them are fighting the fight. A lot of them are doing good for the United States, and we're not recognizing them or paying attention to them. So me being one of those guys that was over there, I understand how it is. So you're not forgotten. Everybody here is thinking of you, even if they are concentrated on the COVID-19. Those who have family overseas, you're not forgotten. Everybody's thinking about you. So keep doing what you're doing and keep the United States safe. Well, 20 minutes on air. If no one's gonna chime in with a topic, we can get some conversation going. If you guys want to comment in the comment section, that'll come up live. If you've never seen a live program, because I don't do a lot of live shows, I'm kind of against them because a lot of people promote live shows so that they can get donations. On the live show donation tab, you can actually donate to YouTubers who are performing live shows, and that's why a lot of people do them. I don't do them because I don't beg for money like a lot of these YouTubers. Donations are always great, but like they do it all the time on purpose, and then they'll say, well, if you donate $1, I'll give you a shout out, and if you donate $5, I'll send you something cool on the internet. If you donate $50, I'll send you a free T-shirt. I'm not that type of YouTuber. I've actually never had somebody donate to my channel because, like I said, I don't promote live shows just for that reason. Of course, now that I wrecked the Mustang, I certainly gotta pay for my deductible, so a little money wouldn't help. But like I said, since I'm deemed an essential employee, I still am working, still have paychecks coming in, so it's not really I can't really bitch. How about you guys? What do you guys do for work? What do you are you guys out of work right now, and how are you guys handling this? Because like most Americans or anybody else, if you're overseas, I'm sure you live paycheck to paycheck, no matter how much money you make. Because even if you make more money, you have a lot more bills and you have more expensive tastes, things like that. So it's not easy for anybody to be out of work. See, we have two people on. I know Randy might be on still, but check in. I like to hear from you guys and see what you guys are up to. We had like 4 people at once before, but yeah, give a shout out if you guys have blessings you want to pass on to anybody dealing with the COVID cases. I personally don't know anybody that's either tested positive or suffered the ultimate sacrifice from the COVID-19 pandemic. I don't know anybody that's had the COVID-19 affect them or their family. I'm not saying that it's not real. A lot of people have conspiracy theories about that. I believe it's real. Obviously, people are dying. One life is too many. So, what do? We have to stay socially distant and keep home just to get ahead of this virus. So, everybody in New York is kind of like it's kind of the hub right now. Bigger cities, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, like there's people everywhere. So you really have to stay home. If you see people out, stay away from large crowds. Well, thank you, Randy, for chiming in for this. If none of you knew from past videos, Randy and I we went to high school together, so I've known him for a long time. He's one of the only people I still keep in contact with as far as high school classmates and stuff. Just because like we both live in the same area, so it's not hard for us to get together. Randy was with me when I picked up the car. Rest in peace. But yeah, crazy, crazy. A lot's changed. Both of us were in auto mechanics together. And I remember when we were going through auto mechanics, and you can attest to this, Randy, there's this picture up on the wall in the shop as you went into the office for where we did our class study. And it was a picture of a car that uses battery. Let's run a Prius and go on a road trip. Hell yeah. I'll talk to you in a second about that. But there was a picture up on the wall right before you went into the classroom in our auto mechanic shop of a car that uses a battery and also an engine to charge the battery. And back then it was kind of like, because no cars were out there like that, it was kind of like the future, and we were looking at that poster like, yeah, I mean, it's something like you would dream of, but you didn't think would ever happen. And now we have hybrids. Hybrids are out there. We have full electric cars, motorcycles, ATVs, electric bikes, dirt bikes, all that kind of stuff. It's a great time to be alive. But yeah, we have all that stuff, so it's weird. Auto mechanics now, I'm sure the course is similar as far as getting teaching you the basics, but I bet you that course has changed a lot since we were in, just based on the fact that technology has changed immensely. Now Randy still is in the field. He's a diesel mechanic, so we sees these things every day. But I don't think they have any hybrid diesels. I don't think they came. I know they do that like four-cylinder diesel thing, and they also have trucks. Maybe not diesel trucks, but they do have trucks that shut down cylinders on the highway when you don't need them. So that technology's out there again. That wasn't a thing when we were going through mechanic school, but now it's everywhere. They also have the shut-off feature at red lights, and it actually works. You'll come to a red light, the vehicle will shut off. By the time you take your foot off the brake to transfer it over to the gas, the vehicle's already started again. It's a little weird at first getting used to, but the technology's out there and it does work. It does save you like 10 to 15% on your gas just because you are using fuel while you're sitting at a red light. So if your vehicle shuts off, it does save you that, especially if the light is pretty long. Let's see what Randy said. I think Tesla had a concept car at that moment. Yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm sure Tesla's been planning their electric cars, full electric cars, for a long time. Just like George Lucas, the creator of the Star Wars series, when he made those original movies, he knew that the '70s technology wasn't caught up to his ideas yet. So he made like the first three Star Wars movies and then came up with better ideas later once technology caught up to his ideas and he could actually put them on the screen. Hellacious J, hey, what's up? How you doing, buddy? I haven't heard from you in a long time. I guess your channel's been stagnant. You kind of like went into a funk. Now that everybody's sitting at home doing the COVID thing, you should be doing your live shows again. But thank you for Hellacious J for checking in and watching the stream. We covered a lot already. We covered COVID. If you got some comments you want to say about COVID, or if you want to talk about it, what you and your family are going through, by all means, bring it up. We're also talking about the car because I did wreck the car. The car is totaled. Um, we could talk about that again if you really want. But we also brought up Heatwave. If you didn't see that video, Heatwave is a pepper spray. It's a nasty, nasty stuff. And I got something to give away. So I'll be coming up with some contests, and I'll be giving away a couple cans of these Heatwave pepper sprays for you guys to enjoy. It is bad stuff. It burned my skin through the shirt. Everything it touched, it burned my skin. It is hot stuff. I did that Fox 5.3 video. I still have to do a couple more because I have a couple more Fox videos. But I did that Fox 5.3, which is 5.3 million Scoville heat units. And I feel like this stuff was hotter. I didn't have a reaction on my skin like I did with this stuff compared to the Fox. This had more stopping power, right around the same stopping time. Getting sprayed, there's a few seconds where you're like, and then bam, it hits you and you're done. Can't open your eyes, involuntary closure of your eyes, snotting, burning sensation. Both of them were similar in time, but Heatwave is definitely stronger. And it stays on your skin. And Charles, who sent me these cans, said that he pretty much thinks that it's due to the pepper content in these sprays. So I also got a little pamphlet on it. It's 18% red pepper and 5% black pepper. So that's 23% pepper that they add to this to make it stickier, allow it to stick to your face. It's highly effective, works instantly, stops attackers, that's true. Get multiple blasts. It also has a UV dye for identifying attackers. And it's a strong irritant. Another thing with Heatwave, if you didn't know, it has a lifetime replacement warranty. So with that warranty, and I was reading on the back, if you use your Heatwave spray in a self-defense situation, so real life, not training, real life, you end up using it on an attacker. What you do is just copy the police report where it says that you used your pepper spray to self-defend yourself. They will send you a brand new bottle of Heatwave. That is their warranty for life. Lifetime guarantee that they'll send you a brand new one if you use it to defend you or your family, which is pretty neat. You don't see that from a lot of companies. So Heatwave's a company I stand behind. Their morals, their values are really good. And let's see here. They got a lot of products. They sent me this too. They got stun guns. They got tasers. They sell. We call these Mark 9s where I work. Then they have bigger ones. They got mace guns. They got personal alarms, key rings, the ones that you can like stick in your fist and punch somebody with. They do sell taser products. They sell handcuffs, knives, daggers, things like that. I looked at these before. These are called pepper blasters, if you can see. Kind of looks like a firearm. There's 2 barrels on this one. I've seen them go up to like 4 or 6 barrels. You break them down like a little shotgun. You load these cartridges in there, and they shoot wads of pepper at 400 miles an hour at your attacker. I would love to get my hands on one of these. Charles, if you're listening, see if you can swindle the sponsor to get me one of these. I will test it on the channel. I think these are amazing. I can't wait to try one. But there's different less than lethal options that you have. And then it talks about the type of spray that gets produced, whether it be a fine stream or a gel, a medium cone spray, and then down to the bigger cones. The bigger cones are for like area targets, multiple people, or if you're trying to paint a room just so you can get the product into the room and make everybody start coughing. Good stuff. And then on the back here, they got keychain ones. The keychain ones are real nice because you can just put it in your hand and run or walk, and they're good for spraying at dogs if a dog attacks you, or God forbid, a defender attacks you. So let's catch up on the comments here. We're holding up fine. I work from home now, so being quarantined isn't that bad. That sucks, the car got totaled. Hopefully I get some time to do some videos again. That's awesome. Hellacious J, keep your family safe. It's nice that you have the opportunity to work from home. As for COVID, I'm curious if people and businesses will maintain the PPE standards to reduce the risk of communicating the virus in the future. That's another thing. I see something changing. I see a lot of things coming about, not only with certain social distancing, but at parks. You'll see, like, this is my prediction, but I think you'll see, like, at a park, there'll be like a maximum number of people that could be at this park at one time. I see restaurants being forced to reduce their numbers in the store due to future, contamination concerns. So pretty much like, a dining room would remove half the tables just to keep the numbers lower in your restaurant to prevent further contamination down in the future. I see a lot of things changing. At my place of business, at my work, we already, for COVID concerns, at lunch, we would sit 4 to a table before. Now we're limited to 2 at a table. So 2 of us would sit at a table together. And it's just, again, to do more, do our part. We talked about masks. This is a N95 mask. This is the surgical one, the one that you can use more than once. This is the one that basically, as long as your mask is not tore or you've came in contact with a positive COVID-19 patient, if that happens, you should throw this mask away as soon as you get out of that area. But if you're just walking around, this mask can be used more than once. The CDC also recommends making homemade masks. Whether you use the white disposable K95, the KN95 or the N95, if you make a disposable mask, that's going to help tremendously and just keep the liquid particles or the airborne particles that you sneeze or cough or talk away from somebody else. For the restaurants, that will be hard hit since they're based on their profitability in square foot. Yeah, I'm curious how a lot of small businesses are going to recover. I've talked to a lot of people with small businesses, whether it's dry cleaners or whatever. They're going to struggle from this because they're going to lose a lot of revenue. Now, the government, they've provided low interest or no interest capabilities for loans, but like some of these people that I know with small businesses say, you could provide me all you want. I just can't pay it back. I lost a lot of profit and I'm struggling to even survive. They've laid off a lot of employees. Getting those employees back will be hard because whether they're employed somewhere else or maybe when they do come back, you might not be able to afford it at first. So you got to kind of struggle in the beginning. A lot of businesses are gonna suffer from this. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Did anybody out there get stimulus checks yet? I heard they were depositing them either this week or next week. I haven't seen any, but I'm wondering who out there might have received one already. If not, when do you think they'll come? If at all? Nope, not yet. I don't qualify. I make too much money. The news says it should be in next month. I didn't know there was a too much to qualify. I think I read somewhere maybe 150,000 or something like that. Your check was either reduced or maybe not as all at all. Like I think that's what Hellacious J is saying. I don't want to disclose how much I make, but I'm kind of right there on that edge. So I'm sure I'll get a check, but I'll get a reduced check due to the fact that I make too much money. If anybody else has comments, what they think will happen moving forward with the COVID pandemic, let us know. This is an open forum. This is an open floor. This is your show. Say something, and everybody will see it. Yeah, I have a hard time not touching my face as well. You don't realize how much you touch your face until you're told not to touch your face. So just like anywhere else, after this stream, I'll go wash my hands again and I'll sanitize my phone. Just because I've been touching it. This is an interactive show, guys. Again, the floor is open. We already covered a wide range of topics. But the show is yours. Comment if you'd like to comment. If you got something to say. If you want to promote your business on here. For a small channel, I get a lot of views. And a lot of people know that. They do kick stuff out there for me. As I see ads scrolling across the top, that's good for me. I was contacted recently. You guys know that I do that small town by drone footage, which is neat. It's a little thing I do where I come to small towns that maybe have like a little something unique to their town or something, that they want people to visit their town. And I go to that town and film all that stuff, but by drone, giving you a different perspective that you can't see unless you were 200 to 400 feet in the air. It's pretty neat. So the last one I did was Honesdale, PA. Got a lot of stuff to see. I might revisit that town just because I missed something. I got contacted by this guy who puts shows on the History Channel, and he asked for permission to use some of my drone footage for an upcoming show that he's got. Excuse me, for an upcoming show that he's got. So I said, yeah, I can't wait to see the video. I can't wait to see my drone footage on your show. I asked him to email me or provide me a link once it's done because I can't wait to see it. It's something about like he said there was this guy from Honesdale or originally from Honesdale or spent time in Honesdale who committed some crimes and they were doing like a story about him and where he went and things like that. But I thought it was neat. He said he was going to use a couple like 5-6 second clips of the drone footage that I used. So I think that's pretty neat that he wanted to showcase some of my drone footage. Hellacious J says people need a real bailout, not some limited thing. That's true. Even though 1,000, 1,200 bucks, whatever it comes to, that'll help a lot of people. Other people who are out a lot of money for not being able to work, it'll be pennies compared to what they were making. Thought it'd be extreme if each family in America could get 30 to 50 grand. That would help immensely. That is an extreme number. I think that number is attainable though if a lot of that stimulus package, like the one that they signed, the $2 trillion, if you break down a lot of that, I think only like 3/4 of a trillion or a trillion of that money is going to the individuals. A lot of it's going to businesses and things like that to help them stay afloat or make up the lost money that they're losing. But they're important for America to keep them businesses going. Now, I think if they did another trillion or another 2 trillion, 30 to 50,000 per person or per household would be a number that is obtainable. That those numbers could actually happen. It's a lot though. It's a lot to ask. Hell, I'd love 30 grand, right? That'd be awesome. I'd keep America going because there are things that I would obviously purchase and keep them in business. Not that I'm not getting another Mustang, but Stephanie and I, my fiance, her and I were talking about like a vehicle for an announcement coming out in the future. But a vehicle, a nicer vehicle that both of us could use for the family. And we were kind of looking at Escalades. Not new, 1 or 2 years used, just because there's so much value drop once they hit the pavement. Brand new Escalades, decked out, 90, 95 grand. But you can get one that's 2 years old, 3 years old with very low mileage for 40 or even less. So there's a lot of drop. I bought a 2018 EClass Mercedes. I love the EClass. They are loaded to the gill with comfort. I actually did a review on a Mercedes EClass if you go back in my videos. Hellacious J says I'm utilizing DoorDash big time so I can help keep money getting into the economy. I believe that's that service that takes food to your house. I think that's what that is, like a delivery service for meals. But yeah, back on the 18 E-Class Mercedes. I believe back then I did a video. It was 2018, but I did a video on a 2017 E-Class Mercedes. And that thing was beautiful. Now I know, because a lot of the Mercedes had different features, but that was the first time I was actually in a Mercedes to actually drive it and utilize it and do a review on it. It took me 10 minutes to figure out how to move the seat. I didn't know Mercedes puts all their seat controls up on the door. So like in a normal car where you would open the door, your handle would be up there. On a Mercedes, just above that is the seat controls on your left-hand driver's side. So it took me 10 minutes to figure out how to move the seat. Luxurious though. The leather felt so high quality. Not any kind of leather that you've ever felt. Putting it in park was a trick. Yeah, a lot of the newer ones just have like a little... And we are not answering that because that's a telemarketer. A lot of newer Mercedes just have like a button or like a switch up where the windshield wiper thing is to put it in park. And that one did. You just kind of flip it up and it changes automatically into neutral drive park. There was also a system on that Mercedes. Yours might have it, Jay, I don't know. Where like it was like accident avoidance. They would skid or anything like that. They would steer and control the brake or the throttle for you. There was a system on that where you could set it. It was kind of a pain in the butt too, because you want more control than Mercedes wants to drive for you. Where like if that system is turned on, you had to just turn your blinker on, and the car would see whether or not it's safe to change lanes, and it would change lanes automatically for you. I found that to be a neat feature. There's also a lane keep system. where if you start to veer out of the lane and it senses that, if that system is on, it'll move back or the steering wheel will vibrate. Sometimes there's like a tone that goes off to remind you to stay in the lane. Putting it park, yeah, if you go straight up, it goes into reverse. Let's see here. If you go straight up, it goes into reverse. That same motion has always been known to put a car in park. Yeah, so that would be tricky. You really have to pay attention. He says, so I almost backed into my house. That would not have been good. Randy, here is my take on the restaurant deal. Support your favorite local places. Screw the chain restaurants. They will survive. Mom and pop shops for the win. That is true. A lot of restaurants, you can still support them by taking out or having them deliver. A lot of restaurants are still providing meals, food, dinners for people. They just ask you to come pick it up. And I always give them a tip, just as if they serve me on the table, just to kind of help out the people that are still employed there. Haircuts, that's another thing. I've been getting my haircuts by somebody, I won't say who, because they have shut barbers down. But barbers usually rent a chair from the person that owns the shop. So unless they own the shop themselves, they're not seeing a lot of their money. So because they have to buy the chair space to cut hair. Now, during this, because all barbershops are closed, the guy I get my hair cut, he actually works in a shop. He actually has a business. He has his license. He's just not allowed to work. So we've been kind of like doing a speakeasy and going to his garage, and he'll hold like midnight sessions where he'll cut everybody's hair. So I've been doing that, and his regular haircut's like $12. I've been giving him 30 just to kind of support him and for helping us out. Let's see here. Same goes for Home Depot and Lowe's. They will also survive. Hit your local Ace Hardware. Hellacious J says that he agrees. He also says my hair is so long, I look like a hobo. Yeah, like I said before I decided to go underground and get my hair cut, my hair was pretty long, and I used to call myself a silver fox, but when it gets long, I look old. The top of my head's still brown, but when my hair comes in, a lot of the gray comes in. So getting a haircut is important for me. Keep me young and beautiful. Lowe's, Home Depot, they are doing the same thing as like Walmart, and I didn't realize this until I went the other day. We needed some stuff from Walmart. They're only allowed to have like 200 people in the store. Karen K, hello, how you doing? Thank you for coming to the live stream and welcome. Open floor. I'm sorry. You can talk about anything you want. Guys, say hi to Karen. Leave a thumbs up in the video. I much appreciate that. So yeah, Walmart, they're only letting like 200 people in the store. So it's kind of like a nightclub. You get to the line, you stand in line. As people come out of the store, more people go in. It was kind of annoying at first. But when you get in the store, because the store is so big, there's not that many people in there, and you can kind of do whatever you want, and you're not that bothered. They're doing that for social distancing to keep the store. Yes, I saw that you liked Karen. Thank you. I got my second thumbs up. Thank you very much. They're kind of doing that on purpose to keep people out of the store, as far as so you're not shoulder to shoulder. In the mornings, they do that to prevent a lot of people like mad rushing for the toilet paper, things like that. But this week, I actually saw they're caught up on the demand for toilet paper and paper towels. So there still was, and I don't go early in the morning, I go in the late afternoon. There still was a good stock of toilet paper, paper towels, cleaner, readily available. With toilet paper and paper towels, though, they change their rules. They don't let you just get 15 cases of it. They limit you so that everybody gets a chance. Karen K, I don't remember you ever commenting on a video. I do thank you for joining the live stream. But Karen, what videos have you seen of mine? I do an array of different videos, whether it's running over kids' toys or doing product reviews. Like a big one I have right now is that product review I did of the Allen child pull behind carriage that goes behind your pedal bike. That one right now for me is going crazy. I'm making good money on that. The money I actually made from YouTube on that video paid for the product already. So that one's real good. So I'm kind of curious, Karen, what you have seen so far that you liked from my channel, whether it be the car videos, the taser video, the pepper spray video. Oh, the taser video is another thing. Hellacious J said, Bidit stocks are up 1,000,000%. I do have a 401k. A lot of it's distributed in different areas. It diversifies itself very well, and I've made a lot of money, and I will have a lot of money in there for when I retire. I did take a hit during this pandemic, but if you remember, as long as you keep contributing, you're never going to lose money because now you're buying shares at a lower price. So keep contributing. Don't take out at like the lowest. Take out when you're comfortable, but leave it in for right now because the stock market's got to come back up. Karen says, when you are going to get pepper sprayed. Those videos are awesome. If you missed the beginning of the stream, I got sent a whole bunch of these pepper sprays of Heatwave, of the video that I just did. And I'll be doing giveaways for this stuff. This stuff is nasty. It works. And when you have that Heatwave on you, I even got little ones that you can put in your pocket or your purse. When you use this stuff, rest assured that your family is safe. You and your family are safe. The taser one is still so disturbing. I thought you were dead or in agonal breathing. Yeah, that one was crazy. The taser video, let's talk about that. I fight constantly to keep that on the air for a bunch of different reasons. Because it's an amazing video. I'm the only person on YouTube to take a full 30-second ride and not be in a training situation where you're held up or lightly placed on the ground. Even the Axon owns Taser. Axon does all the body cams for police officer. Even the Axon website and their video showcase on YouTube does a training scenario where they have this guy with his shirt off. There's two people holding him. He gets shot and they do 5 seconds. They don't do 30 seconds. I'm the only person on YouTube so far that took a 30-second ride and created a real-world situation. I didn't have people holding me. I just took a straight taser shot to the back, went down, and I took the full 30-second ride to demonstrate how it works. I wasn't trying to defeat it with clothing and stuff like that, and then show you how it works and then talk about the shocking itself. But I'm being constantly reported because a lot of people find that video is too violent. But in the beginning of that video, I do give a warning to viewers that it's for demonstration purposes, and some of the images seen in the video could be disturbing. So with the type of video it is and the warning that I produce, because I have to put the warning on there, YouTube will ban it for being too violent or demonstrating violence or promoting people getting hurt. I have to put that warning on there. So a few things. YouTube restricts my ads on that. They restrict it because it's a limited viewer audience. YouTube is it's a lot of kids, younger teens, things like that. So you get a lot of ads if you have a child-friendly video. Now, because that ad is age restricted, I get limited on that video. It's going to take a lot of views for me to make up for the funds and the money that I would be losing versus another video like the Fox spray or the Saber Red spray. I make more money on those videos compared to the Taser video, and the Taser video has more views, way more money. So I do love that video. That video gets people to subscribe. That video showcases what a Billy badass and a complete idiot I am for getting myself shocked. Thank you, Pedro, for shooting me, and thank you, Pedro, for not turning it off. I didn't want to have to do that twice. Let's catch up on the comments. Karen says she pepper sprayed herself by mistake. I'd love to know the story behind that. I do talk about in my videos about cross spray, which is basically like you shoot pepper spray into the wind, and you don't intend for you to get pepper sprayed or that blowback comes back on you and you suffer the effects as well. It's actually a good thing, Karen. It's good for a few reasons, but like just like my place of work, we have to get sprayed before we can actually use spray on somebody else. They do that as part of the qualification, and they do that for a specific reason. They want you to know the effects and how they affect you as a person, because everybody gets affected a little bit different. And there's 3% of the population where the spray doesn't get affect you at all. I'm not one of those 3%. But even a little bit, Karen, you understand how it feels, just like somebody who has to use it in a professional setting. And what it also does is, for instance, us. Even if we do spray other officers in the situation, or you end up spraying yourself, you still have to be functional. You can't just go on the ground and say, "Oh, my eyes, I'm burning my throat, I'm coughing, all that stuff." We still have a job to do, and no matter if you're sprayed or not, you have to fight through it. So, actually, spraying yourself is a good thing because if you had to use it in a self-defense situation, even if you got yourself, you know to distance yourself. You know that the spray, what it feels like, you have to fight through it. Make sure your attacker gets it more than you do. And as soon as he's affected or you can get to a safe situation, you need to leave. Do not stand around and just watch him writhe in pain. Because what if he is at 3% where the spray doesn't affect him? Also, another technique, and everybody should practice this, is multiple 1 to 3 second bursts. So you spray him, watch him get hit, and then spray him again. You could do that 2 or 3 times. The reasoning behind that is certain people, they see it coming. They'll close their eyes, they'll hold their breath, so they'll get sprayed and then go like that and then wipe their face real quick. It's less effective. So if you spray multiple bursts at this person, alive. If you spray multiple sprays at this person, when they take that breath, when they open their eyes to come back at you or assess the situation where they need to leave, you just might hit them in the face, in the mouth, in the eyes on that second spray because they're not going to be expecting you spray again. So, psst, psst, psst. That would be a perfect scenario for you to spray somebody and get away. Let's see here. Karen said she couldn't see. Okay, so that's the exact effect pepper spray has on people. Involuntary closure of your eyes and then affecting your respiratory system. So you know what it feels like, and you can fight through it now. Someone was threatening my dad and me, and we pepper sprayed him. So I ask you, Karen, when you did pepper spray him, I'm assuming the cross contamination was either because you were too close to them, or the wind was blowing, or whatever you hit kind of reflected it back on you. But I want to know from you what happened. Was the pepper spray effective, and what did you learn? Hellacious J says wind direction is something that most police in the field don't have time to account for during their spray deployment. And that is correct. You don't have the opportunity to be in the perfect situation where the wind is at your back. 9 times out of 10, that situation evolves so fast that you have little time to react. And with police departments, for instance. And I brought this up during the taser video. A police taser, the X26, goes for 5 seconds on purpose. A police officer should evaluate that situation within seconds to know whether they want to keep up less than lethal force or they want to switch over to deadly force and draw their firearm. They don't want 30 seconds. They don't want the police to just sit there and watch somebody get zapped. They want the police to have the ability to stop the attack, render aid, get them secured without affecting everybody. So you're right, Jay. The situation might not be 100% controllable by you. So sometimes you got to spray into the wind. You don't have the opportunity to have your back to the incident or the assailant all the time. And it changes, whether it be distance or whatever. Like these shoot 15 to 20 feet. You got to remember that. But that's their max effectiveness. Technically, you want to be closer than that to raise the chances of you hitting where you're aiming. Just like the taser, actually. The taser shoots 15 feet. But at 15 feet, which is the maximum distance, those probes spread out. So the closer you are, the more chance you got of getting both of those probes into your attacker. So the farther you are out, they slightly spread apart. If you hit them perfect, kind of like the situation where I was in, they were a good, 12 inches apart. And I was literally 10 feet away from him, so pretty close. So you gotta take that in consideration with the taser, because if you fired it and it doesn't hit him perfectly, now you got somebody that's pissed off. So you should learn to either use it like a dry stun, like a stun gun, or be able to switch out that cartridge fast. Malicious J says, "Oh, Jimmy Kimmel's on. First of all, I love your show, Jimmy Kimmel. The fact that you have your name just like his means you respect him. Yeah, I do love his show. I think he's better than Jay Leno. We got sprayed with it, and then when I was in correction, so I know its effectiveness. Jimmy, toughest blocks in the state. That's one of our mottos. I respect you for doing what you did or do, and stay safe out there." Malicious J says, "Have a taser with the built-in spray, double whammy." That'd be a good idea too, multi-purpose. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the Self-Defense Superstore sent me all these sprays. They sell a product, looks kind of like a firearm. This is a firearm that a police officer is holding. This right here, it's called a pepper blaster. And hopefully they send me one. That would be awesome. I'll test it on my channel. But it shoots a wad of pepper spray, kind of like a bullet, at 400 miles per hour in the direction of somebody. And not only does that create a better situation where you can shoot them at a distance, but it's more accurate. Less susceptible to wind, too. You could shoot that in a stronger wind, and you have more of a chance of hitting your attacker and less of a chance of blowback where it affects you. Karen asks, "Can you tell me a good pepper spray?" Well, so far, the baddest stuff on the planet that I've tested is this Heatwave right here. Of course, and I'll be honest, all pepper sprays suck. Even the cheap ones that you find in like Gander Mountain or Dick's Sporting Goods, Field of Stream, stuff like that, they're all effective. Every one of them burns. Every one of them affects your respiratory system or burns your eyes. Some of them are just types. The types of spray are different, whether it be gel or fog or foam, cone spray, things like that, or it'd be like more major capsinoids, so the temperature will be hotter, less major capsinoids, more OC, so that it affects our respiratory system even more. So each spray has a different function. Like I said, Heatwave so far, and I got like 60 more. I'm kind of just going to separate them into groups because I can't do all of them. Heatwave so far has been the baddest spray, along with Fox 5.3. I got more Fox canisters, different types to test, but so far Heatwave. Stopping power, just like Fox, is almost instantaneous. There's a few seconds where they're like, "Oh, what the hell?" And then, bam, the heat comes on. As soon as they open their eyes to see, their eyes go closed. Start swelling, snotting, all that. But I do recommend Heatwave. You can go on the Self-Defense Superstore.com. Let's see, I got their pamphlet here. Their number is area code 352-497-9663. Charles Nix actually turned me on to this company. He is good friends with the owner. So thank you, Charles. This stuff has a lot of self-defense products that you want to look into. They even sell little ones for joggers or if you're walking, so to defend against dog attacks, an animal attack, or another person. So go to selfdefensesuperstore.com. Let's see, I can get their pamphlet in focus there. There you go, guys. Visit their store and purchase products. Now, and I'll give you this too. If you put 2020, let's see here. if you put 2020 in the coupon or discount code area, you'll receive 10% off your order. So that's something they provided me to give to my viewers so that we can give back to the customer. So if you put that in the coupon code, you'll receive 10% off your order. Selfdefensesuperstore.com. Delicious J says, in my opinion, an officer should have both hands available to subdue outside of lethal force if sprayed, or a taser could be deployed from a forearm mounted device. Sure, like kind of like Batman. That would be cool. Part of department's trainings, I always said this when I was younger. I'm like, why don't you have the taser in one hand and have a gun in the other hand? Try this first. If that doesn't work, this is already in your hand. Police departments don't teach that just because there's a lot of accidents. There's video proof, and it's been documented in history where a police officer accidentally shot somebody because they didn't intend to. They thought they had their taser. So that's out there. So having a combo thing might not be something legally available or legally sound. They do teach you once you're identified as less lethal. That's why they have color-coded shotguns and things like that with beanbag rounds. You are the less lethal, and then they have somebody else would be the lethal. They wait for you. If the less lethal doesn't work, that person is already ready for lethal if necessary. Again, if you're a police officer in the field doing traffic stops, it's not all the time that you're going to have a partner. Karen says, my dad and me got threatened, and we pepper sprayed him, and the police took away his knife. That's awesome. So that right there is a testimonial that the pepper spray worked. You might have missed this in the beginning of the stream. Heatwave, the company, so the selfdefensesuperstore.com promotes this product because Heatwave has a lifetime guarantee. They will warranty this product if you use their spray. And like I said, it's bad stuff. It is good. It's a good option. If you use their spray in a self-defense situation, you send them a copy of the police report that says that you pepper sprayed them, they will send you another canister for free. For life. They will send you a brand new canister of Heatwave and then like a little letter saying thank you. But this stuff works and they stand by it. So that's awesome. Let's see. Anything else, guys, you want to talk about? Coming to you from my living room during the COVID pandemic. Do you play Fortnite at Lloyd's? No. Honestly, like, even if I started now, I don't really have a lot of time. I want to, I get out there and I have things I gotta do. I do watch videos of Fortnite. I watch Expert Thief play Fortnite. I watch different video game guys on YouTube playing Fortnite. I think it's a pretty cool game. Looks fun. Randy said, whatever happened with that Evo that you called out a while ago? He actually called me out, but it never came to fruition. He never called me back, never, because we had a contact. He never got with that person. He was saying there were some things wrong with his car, so we'll revisit that at a later date. I just probably won't reveal, like, just like John Doc. John Doc doesn't show you time slips on purpose, because when he shows time slips, less people want to race him because they're like, oh, I don't want to get beaten. And it's not about getting beaten, it's about the race, enjoying the ride. So just like that, I think what it was is our go-between, our middleman, told him that it had 800 horsepower. So I think that he didn't want to race and just get smoked. So didn't happen. So I think that's what it was. So when you talk about racing somebody, you just leave all that out of it. Do you want to race? Yeah, I want to race. What's your car have in it? After we race, we'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of, you're not lying to the person, but you're not going to come and be forthcoming with information. Alicious J says, I got a drop. It was fun chatting. Yes, thank you. Thank you for coming to the live stream. Make sure you leave a thumbs up. We will be going pretty soon ourselves just because this stream has gone over an hour. So that's pretty awesome, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Karen says, can you tell me what being tased feels like? It's almost numbing. Being tased feels like you have no control. It's almost like being in a coma, I would assume. You can see things, you can hear things. Your body is breathing, but you don't know it. You're incapable of moving your arms, your legs, your body. And all you are is just, like you're just conscious. You're just wake. You can hear things, you can see things, but there's nothing you can do. It's an involuntary loss of all motor functions. That's why I dropped so fast. That also is a perfect situation. It was perfectly placed, whether it be my back or my front. That situation happened perfectly. Again, you want to increase the chances of that happening by closing the distance. Not too much, obviously, but closing the distance will help with the effectiveness. But it doesn't really hurt. I felt like I got in a fight afterwards the next day, and I can only imagine that if you face planted on pavement, it would be much worse. But it didn't really hurt. Even the area where the probes went in, it got hot. The taser, the reaction, it's called a signature mark, not a burn. The signature mark, that area was hot. So even after the taser stunning was over, that area was kind of numb. So I could feel the pressure. I could feel the tugging on my skin when they were pulling those probes out, but it didn't hurt. Randy said, have you watched it? If not, check out the video. Hopefully the speed is ready for some track days soon. I will have piles of goodies for it. Yeah, hopefully your car is track ready. Get that clutch fixed. Karen says, sorry, I got to go. Thank you, Karen, for stopping by. I love all my subscribers. Thank you for your dedication. I'll be going myself. I want to thank you for joining the live stream. I don't do a lot of live streams, so I appreciate you guys stepping by. But I figured, what the hey, while the COVID-19 pandemic is going on, we could get a live stream in. So I will sign off from COVID Zombieland. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy the 570 experience. Watch all my videos now that you have nowhere to go. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time, guys.